guys, welcome to Rock Hard Riffs. This is the guitar channel for the self-taught. Today's video is all about modifying your guitar. Should you or shouldn't you modify your guitar? And if so, what kind of modifications? And I was thinking maybe we should title the video something like that, on those lines. And I thought, no, because I mean, gosh, everybody has different tastes. And things just change so fast anymore, you know. It's about a 1982 Les Paul Custom that I picked up. Great guitar. It had the Tim Shaw humbuckers, I do believe, at that time. Great guitar, but it was just did not quite have the punch I was looking for. I didn't realize that these type of pickups in these guitars were like lower output. I was just a huge Jimmy Page fan. I thought, man, can I get that kind of sound that he had? Well, you know, I didn't know about all the modifications and all the different things at that time. So I followed it up with this guitar. This is a Hamer Flying V, a 1984 Hamer Vector, as they were known. Now, if you look at the bridge pickup, that is not the original one of the, they came with Seymour Duncans, and that is not a Seymour Duncan. That is a DiMarzio X2N. The thing is like one gigantic magnet. It's an extremely high output pickup, and man, did that thing scream. And I also had, it came with a tremolo system, or vibrato in reality, but I really liked the Kahlers, so I had a Kahler installed on that. So those were the modifications I had done to that guitar. Because of the Les Paul that I had, I thought the next one, I'm learning more as I go, and I'm gonna dial it in just how I want it, and that was with that extra hot pickup, because it was 80s hair metal and hard rock time at that time. That's what we were all playing, and that's what this guitar was for. Then that leaves the next question, what about these guitars? Have I modified any of these guitars? And the answer is yes, but very slight modifications, and let me show you what I've done. Now, primarily when I buy a guitar, I'm buying because I know or I'm aware of the type of sound or tone that you get from it. So that's why I have a Strat and a Tele and it's a Les Paul, etc., right? So the guitars that I have had modified, this Stratocaster, the bridge was blocked, and also there's like a gasket or a big thick piece of rubber that's underneath the volume knob. So when you go to turn this, you have to literally turn it. The reason being is whenever, you know, I love the tone and the sounds of Strats, who doesn't? And it's a comfortable guitar too, but one thing I really do not, a couple things I really don't like, is this configuration down here. This middle pickup is a pain in the rear end. I'm constantly hitting it. You're also constantly hitting these dadgum pickup selector switches. Ugh. And another one is the volume knob. I'm always hitting the volume knob. So what I did is I had a big piece of rubber put in there, so you have to literally turn this thing to make it move. So if you hit it, when you're playing, it's not going anywhere, right? And also we had the bridge blocked, so you cannot pull up sharp, so it doesn't, you know, pull it out of tune. And that's what I had done to this guitar. Next up, we have the ESP E2 Mystique. Really what this is an ESP Mystique Standard. That would be the actual name for this guitar, but ESP, just some strange stuff they were doing in their marketing. It's made in Japan, it's made by the same luthiers that make all the ESP guitars. It's on the same thing, they just do different finishes and different hardware. Anyway, this guitar, what I had done to it, again, I had put a gasket in the volume knob because I hit this one too quite a bit. Thankfully, the pickup selector switch is not in the way, but I had another block put onto the Floyd Rose bridge. They come with a certain size block. I had a big, meaty, giant one put on there, so it sustains more. And that's what I had modified on this guitar, and otherwise, none at all on any of these others, other than just having the action lowered on all of them. I prefer really low action, as low as I can get it. And but otherwise, no other modifications. I don't really need any. You know, you hear a lot of noise about Epiphones that they need their wiring changed and all everything. It's like, why buy it if you're going to do all those things to it, in my opinion. But nevertheless, I think after a certain year with Epiphones, I don't think you really need to do that. The pickups in these things are fantastic. And I have no complaints with them. They sound great, so I wouldn't change a thing. And I kind of bought them for what they sound like. So modifying my guitars. That's what I have done. How about you? Anything, maybe little tips or tricks you might want to tell people? Maybe you put in a special kind of nut or frets or something like this. That'd be kind of interesting to let people know. Make sure you leave something like that in the comments so we can all trade secrets on how we modify our guitars. Also, that Flying V that I showed you too, it also had a preamp in it. I had a preamp put in the thing. That thing was just ready to blow doors, and man, it did. It was just loud and rude. Loud and rude. So the DiMarzio X2N pickup and a preamp. I didn't really use the preamp all that often. After a while, it was just too much. But anyway, guys, there we have it. Modifying your guitars. What do you do? Thanks so much for joining us, guys. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you next video.